Talk about this next item, which I think is really amazing. It's from a brand called Viatek, and it's a hands-free QuickDry body dryer. So think about this. Think about those days where, you know, you get out of the shower, and let's say it's kind of tough for you to bend down and dry off your feet and your lower body. Wouldn't it be great if you didn't have to, if you had a dryer that could do it for you? Think about when you're getting out of the pool and you don't wanna sit around in that wet suit for the next 2 hours waiting for it to kind of just dry naturally. Wouldn't it be great if there was a dryer that could do that for you? We have it. This is your own personal dryer. It can cool you off in the summer or when you're hot, and sometimes it doesn't matter whether it's summer, sometimes we just get hot. It can warm you up when your body needs that warmth, but the best part is that it's doing all of the drying work for you. This is now $100 off of our regular HSN deal price. You plug it in, you've got a remote control so you don't have to bend down to do anything here. You step up and you let the drying happen. So you can go faster or slower, warm or cool. And Laura, this is so intriguing.
Isn't this awesome? So I'm gonna turn this one on here for you so you can see what starts to happen. It acts like a blow dryer to dry your entire body, right? So this one I'm gonna turn on also, and then you just step onto it and you can see how it just starts to go to town. I love this because here's the thing. Yes, it's really great for getting out of the shower for just kind of the average person and no matter who you are, right?
Yes.
So you get out of the shower and once you turn it on, you never have to turn it on again once it's plugged in. You can just step on it and it will recognize you and it will turn on. Now, if you want to go a little bit faster or a little slower, there's 2 different settings for it, and there's cold and there's warm. But think about those of us with mobility issues. Maybe you hurt your shoulder and you can no longer dry your back. Maybe it's too hard for you to bend over and dry your feet, right? Maybe you're like my grandmother was. She was a 1920s baby and she had tissue-thin skin. I remember when we used to have to shower her, instead of rubbing your towel over her, you had to tap her body and her skin in order to not injure her. Well, now you can see just how easily this would be, and all you have to do is stand up on it, right? So that's it. It just automatically turns on. So it's really nice to be able to have that. Also great for drying those different body parts in different areas that are a little bit more challenging. I like what you talked about, whether it's for your own personal summer. Sometimes it's nice just to stand on it and you put it on the cool temperature instead of the hot temperature. Because if you're doing that, then you can put your makeup on. You don't feel like you're sweating and your makeup's melting off of you while you're getting it done, right?
I'll tell you, there have been times where it's so hot, like you said, you get out, and you kind of feel like you're melting in your own home. And so this is one of those kinds of things that when you have them, it's just relief. And this is great because it's nice and strong and sturdy. It can hold up to 350 pounds. And I love the remote control because you don't even need to bend down.
You don't even bend down at all. So you do the remote control and it literally just goes, and you can see the little buttons that are there on top, but it goes from fast to cold to hot to cool, fast to slow, hot to cool, whatever you want, and off and on too. So if you're standing on it and you want to turn it off or you want to turn it on because you didn't turn it on previously to standing on it, the remote control does all of the work for you. What's really great is that it does dry your entire body. So it depends. A lot of people ask me, how long does it take to dry? Well, it kind of depends on a couple of factors, but it's about 45 seconds to a minute and a half, and that's about it. But it depends on the humidity in your household or where you have it, right? It depends on the size of your body. It depends on if you have it on fast or slow, or if you have it on hot or cold. Hot obviously dries faster, then cool will dry, but they both will eventually dry. The thing that I think about as we head into summertime, those of us with kids and grandkids and pools, right? What happens? Those kids go crazy at the pool, but then they have to go to the bathroom. And they run through the bathroom and they never grab a towel. And then the next thing you know, the entire floor is wet through your whole house, anywhere from the pool to the bathroom, and there's drips and everything everywhere. Well, this for kids is actually fun. So it's not like, Mom, I gotta get a towel. This is, Mom, I get to stand on it again. I get to stand on it. You know, they're begging to stand on it.
I'll tell you,
you can try it too,
when I definitely want to try it. When we have folks come over and they're in the pool and around, I have done loads of laundry where I'm like, I've got 25 towels to wash.
I know.
Wouldn't it be so great if I didn't have to do that?
Yeah, so all you do is just stand. Oh, we're not on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, so when you see it, when you get this home, I think you're going to be intrigued by it. I encourage you, when it's $100 off, when the flex pay is $66 and change, and Laura, it's one cord, it's 79 inches long, it's one remote control, and that's it.
That's it. So you just stand on it and take a look at how it's just blowing you around.
So good.
Doesn't it feel good?
Woo!
So I have it on cool because, you know, it's a little warm, so I want it to cool off.
It's warm. It's cooling off my, underneath my arm.
Hey, there's something that's really good.
Oh, this is good.
I love that. Doesn't it feel good?
Look, you can see the air is coming all the way underneath. I can feel it all the way up to my neck.
Yeah,
oh, this
absolutely.
is fantastic.
That is fantastic. And so it's one of those things where I just love all the different uses for it, whether you're putting it in the garage because you like to walk or run or take the dog out and you feel a little sweaty and you want to cool off before you go into the house, or whether you're putting it by the pool in order to make sure everybody's not dripping their way into the house to go to the bathroom or to grab a drink, or if you're putting it in the master bath, right, in order to dry off after a shower, then you would put it on the warm setting because, of course, we all want to, but after you're dry, maybe you change that setting to cool while you're doing your makeup because you want to be able to cool down there as well. I think another great thing, we're heading out of winter, but let's face it, we'll hit winter again. You'll be using this. If you buy it now, you'll use it through the summer. You'll have it for ages and ages, right?
Yes.
I think it's so good for those of us who have to shovel a driveway and you're so cold.
Yes.
And then to stand on it with the warm setting and it warms you up. And oh, it's so good.
And it takes so long. Usually when you come in from being out in the cold, it takes a while to warm up. This is your own personal dryer or cooler. And that's the thing. I went to college in Washington, D.C., and it was the first time I'd ever felt humidity. And I remember, and this is so vivid, I remember getting out of the shower and I could never dry off because it was so humid. This would have been perfect. If you feel that way and you feel like, gosh, I feel like I can never dry off. Look at that. Look at how strong that is. If I wanted to, this is on fast, right? If I wanted to slow it down,
so
I could also do that.
So there's the slow, but notice how the slow is still working, so it's a little bit more gentle.
Yeah.
But that's on the slow. And so you can go do slow, you can do fast, you can do hot, you can do cold.
You see, I didn't want to give it back to Laura.
I'm like, when you stepped off, it stopped too. So then I'll just step onto it, and then I'm going to re-turn it on, and then you can see how it starts to go. And I'll go back up to fast just so you have an idea as to what's happening here. There you go. And then you can see how it just really starts to blow everything. And then notice what happens when I step off to it, what happens to my outfit too. So you can really see, I mean, it gets my hair, it gets everything there. So it's really one of those things where if I like it. I used to, I had a gentleman that I was dating and he had injured his shoulder playing golf. And so what would he do? He couldn't dry his back with a towel. So he would lay on the bed. It drove me crazy, to dry his back. So now I was like, this would have been amazing because it would completely dry your entire back without having to do that. Or if you can't get to your knees, or, you know, there's certain privates that are a little harder to dry than others, right? This does all of those little crevices on your body in the hard to reach places.
As I say, no more, you don't have to do the reach around. Now you just have the dryer that can dry you comfortably, and it's one of those kinds of things that once you use it for the first time, you're going to be so glad that you have it. And I encourage you to get it while it's on $100 off of our regular HSN price, and the flex pay is $66. Keep it out by the pool if you want to. Keep it near where you usually come in and out of the bath or the dryer, and it's front and back. It's refreshing, it's cool when you want it to be. You've got a warm setting as well for those times where we're gonna want it to be warm, fast or slow, and literally you don't need to be computer savvy. It's one button, it's one plug, and one remote control. I love that.
Love it. And when I'm being really lazy, this is what I do. I let it dry my hair.
Laura, this is so great. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
It's 834-915. We're having fun with this. You're gonna do that as well. Stay with us. We've got so much more coming.